So in this video we're talking about 3 different ways how you can prepare your script. So if you're struggling on how you can script your videos, keep watching and you may find the perfect script for you.
Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben from your video team, and today we're talking about scripting and the 3 main types of scripts that most people are using when they're developing their videos. You need to consider 3 key elements when it comes to creating your videos. These are the hook, the content and your call to action. The hook is done within the first 3 to 5 seconds, and it's the part of the video where people decide whether they're going to keep watching or move on to the next one. The bulk of the video is your content, and a good script helps with your content by letting you know what you want to say, when you want to say it, and also any sort of B-roll or additional shots that you want to capture. The final part is the call to action. This is where you're asking the people watching the video to subscribe to the video, leave a comment, maybe give you a thumbs up, or any sort of other action that you want them to complete. Suggest another video or check out your website. So the main question is, what is the 3 types of scripts that you could do for your video? Now each one has their pros and cons, and I'm going to go through a few with you, and also some tips that may make it a bit easier when you're deciding on your script. So the first type of script that you can go with is a full script. This is where everything is written down for you and you just read what you've written down. This is great for anybody who is starting out with their video content and not comfortable just riffing off. It's unlikely that you'll miss any points out because you've got them written down and you're just going to say them as it's written. Another advantage to this is that you know how long your video is going to be before you're filming it, and also you can capture your B-roll beforehand because you've got it written down, you know what the content is. Prepare your B-roll shot list ready to go as you need to do it. There are some cons with a full script as well though. Firstly, it takes a lot of time preparing a full script, doing all the research and writing everything down. Another is that it can come across quite obvious that you're reading a script. So imagine if I've got a script here and I go, "Hello, I'm Ben from your video team." There's a disconnect there because I'm not looking at the camera, and it can come across as a little bit more robotic. Another thing, once you've got your script written down, it's hard to deviate from what's written down. Here's some tips though if you do decide to create a full script for your video. Tip number 1 is shoot for the edit. Take it a bit at a time. Don't try saying the whole script. If you're shooting for the edit, it means you're breaking it down into sections. So you've got the hook, you say the hook a few times. It'll make you appear more natural and you become more comfortable as you're saying it. Once you've got that down and you've got a good take, you can then move on to the next section. Another tip for you is that you can use a teleprompter. This is something that will run the script through in front of your lens, so you can look down the lens as you're reading what's coming on the teleprompter. It helps you look like you're engaged with the camera a lot more, which makes it a bit more personable, but it does take a bit of practice to get used to using a teleprompter. The second type of script that you can do is bullet points. This is where you just write a note just to trigger what you're wanting to say. The big pro to this is that it can feel a lot more natural. You just get the initial point across and then you can talk about that as much as you like or need to. And then you just move on to the next point and talk about that one. It's great if you're a bit more comfortable in front of the camera and you want to get across your personality a lot more as well. It's also a lot less time to prepare than a full script because you're just writing bullet points. It's a lot quicker to do when you're typing it up, and it's also easier to restructure. If you feel like you want to go into more detail about a certain bit, you can. If you feel like that point isn't as important, so I'm going to move it to the bottom, you can. It's a lot more flexible. And another thing is, every time you do a retake, it's different, giving you more information or better information than the take previous. The editor may go through both takes and go, well, this is a good bit from the first take and this works well with this bit from the second take. Kind of build your content from what you've said across multiple takes. Although with that, a big con is that it can take a bit more time than editing. With more takes, it means more time editing. Also, your B-roll shots may not be decided before you start filming on the day. You may have to do your talking head first and then capture your B-roll and create your B-roll list. Also, there is a risk that points may be missed. Not overly likely, but there is a chance of it as well. So if you decide to go with bullet points for your script, here's some tips to help you out. First one being, do more than one take. It does help out with the content. It does get better information or more information with each take that you do. Also helps you kind of relax a bit more in front of the camera if you do a couple of takes. Also keep your bullet points close. Make sure they're somewhere so you can just refer to them as and when. So I've got them down here so I can check them every now and then just to make sure I'm getting all the points that I want to get across. Also, don't worry about mistakes. R's, pauses, they're all part of creating videos. You don't need to worry about them. They'll get fixed when it comes to editing anyway. Finally, slow down what you're saying. If you think you're talking slow enough, you're probably not, so you can slow down that little bit more. just relax. So that was about bullet points. The third and final script that you could do is actually not a script at all, and it's winging it. Great thing about winging it videos is they're quick. There's no pre-time creating your video. You just pick a subject and you talk about it. It's great for showing your personality and the passion that you have about a subject. You can talk about something for hours and you're loving it, then you can just keep going and going, and it shows across in the video. And it's also great for a reaction video. Maybe there's a new phone announcement or camera announcement or something in your industry classed as a big bit of news. You can give your immediate reaction, showing them the passion that you have about this bit of news that you've heard. It can also be completed quickly with just one take. The cons to this is that it can take a lot of editing to do. You could go and talk on for ages about what you've chosen as your subject. Somebody's got to sit through that and edit it, and it's hard to create a story if you don't have it in mind beforehand. There may also be points that you may miss as well, and you don't realise it until you're editing the video together, or it's too late and it's been posted out to the world. Also, when you're winging a video, is that you may miss your hook and your call to actions. You're not thinking about them, so you may not do them at all, and they're just missed off the video. Here's some tips to make winging it that little bit easier. Use a winging it script for a reaction video. Don't use it for something where you've got to get facts and figures across. Use it to react to a bit of news or to how they do it in the movie. You can be like, yeah, that works, or no, that doesn't. Explain why there and then. Use the knowledge that you already have. Another tip is to keep it to a minimum amount of takes. Try and do it all in one take. The more takes you do, the less passion it comes across, the less motivated you feel for it. Keep it to just one take, no more than two. Another tip is to have something to remind you of the subject. So if you're doing a review on the phone and you've got it, have it in your sight, have it to the side of you so you can just pick it up and it reminds you what you're talking about, so you don't go off and just riff off about something totally random. If it's a news article, maybe have it on a screen nearby so you can just look at it, be reminded what you're talking about again, and just continue with expressing your thoughts and opinions on it. Final tip is to record your hooks and your call to actions separately. Don't worry about it when you just want to get your point across in this video. Record your hook after you've done the video. You can go, in this video I talk about this mobile phone that's coming out and what my thoughts are on it. Do your call to actions when you do your hook. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, a like and a share. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and then you just add that to the start and the end of your video. Then that's something else you don't have to think about when you're winging it on the video that you're filming. So that's the three main types of scripting that you can use for your videos. What I would recommend and what I do is a bullet point video. I like the bullet points because it just keeps me on track of what I want to say, and then I can show my passion as I'm saying the points that I want to get across. There are certain elements that I would consider fully scripting, like my hook and my call to actions are areas that I may fully script. I also do fully script any sort of facts or figures that I want to get across, because I don't want to give any sort of false information when I'm creating my videos. And I don't very often wing a video. I may do in the future, but right now it's not where I am with my video content. I just like to have my points that I want to get across, expand on them, and then move on. There may be stuff in the future that I do decide to not script and just go ahead and see where it takes me, but they're not stuff that I'm recording at the moment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment about what you do with your scripts, and also if you have any tips that you'd like to share with anyone about when you're scripting your videos. So there we go, that's 3 script types that you could use for your videos. I'd love to hear how you're scripting your videos, and also if you have any tips, do leave a comment. If you found this video at all useful, give it a thumbs up, and also follow us. Get in touch with us to see how your video team can help you with any sort of video content that you want to make. Till then, I'll see you in the next video.
Quitting was never